Are you struggling to find motivation and focus in your life? It might be because of something so addictive, yet so sneaky, that it's holding you back from reaching your true potential. In this video, we'll explore the concept of cheap dopamine and how it's affecting your productivity, motivation, and overall happiness. Stay tuned to learn how to break free from this vicious cycle and discover a more focused, motivated, and successful you. First, let's briefly discuss what dopamine is. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter in your brain that's responsible for pleasure and reward. It's what keeps you motivated and focused. However, when you indulge in activities that provide you with a quick and easy source of dopamine, or cheap dopamine, it can have negative effects on your life. Now, let's dive into some examples and analogies to illustrate the impact of cheap dopamine on our lives. Imagine yourself as a child in a candy store, surrounded by colorful, delicious treats. You can't help but indulge, right? This is exactly what happens to your brain when you're exposed to cheap dopamine. With so many sources of instant gratification at your fingertips, it's easy to get lost in them, ignoring more important tasks and goals. Think about the addictive nature of slot machines. Players sit for hours, pulling the lever, hoping for a small win while neglecting the world outside the casino. Similarly, cheap dopamine from sources like social media can trap you in a never-ending loop of seeking validation through likes, comments, and shares. It's as if you're a fisherman, constantly casting your net, hoping to catch a few more fish. But it doesn't stop there. Our smartphones have become dopamine dispensers, with countless apps and features designed to keep us hooked, from dating apps and their endless swiping to the autoplay features of video platforms. It's easy to lose hours of our day without even realizing it. Another way cheap dopamine takes over your life is through video games and binge-watching TV shows. The constant reward in games, like leveling up in achievements, and the cliffhangers at the end of each episode of a show, keep you hooked and wanting more. This often leads to late nights, unhealthy habits, and a general lack of productivity. Furthermore, online shopping has become another source of cheap dopamine. The excitement of finding a good deal, combined with the anticipation of a package arriving at your doorstep, can lead to impulsive purchases and financial stress. Also, it's important to know that dopamine is released in anticipation of reward and accomplishment, not from the actual reward or accomplishment itself. Hence, more dopamine can be released when you click to buy that book on Amazon than when it arrives at your house the next day, for an example. Another thing, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button so you don't miss important updates in the future. Now back to the video. So how can we identify when cheap dopamine is taking over our lives? It's important to be mindful of your daily activities and emotions. If you find yourself constantly seeking short-term pleasure, feeling unproductive or unmotivated, or experiencing a lack of deep satisfaction, it might be time to reassess your relationship with cheap dopamine sources. But don't worry, you can overcome this addiction to cheap dopamine. Imagine climbing a mountain. It's a difficult task that requires dedication and perseverance, but the reward at the top is worth it. To break free from the cheap dopamine loop, try implementing screen-free time, prioritizing more fulfilling activities, and setting clear goals to track your progress. It might be challenging at first, but remember, every journey begins with a single step. One key strategy to resist the allure of cheap dopamine is learning to embrace delayed gratification. By choosing to forego short-term pleasures, you'll experience long-term satisfaction and personal growth. Remember the famous marshmallow test? Those who resisted the temptation of eating the marshmallow right away were more successful in various aspects of their lives later on. In addition to embracing delayed gratification, consider setting boundaries for your exposure to cheap dopamine sources. For example, limit your social media usage to specific times during the day or week. Set a timer for gaming or binge-watching sessions, and create a designated space for screen-free activities like reading, exercising, or meditating. You may also want to establish family rules. For example, no screen time while at the dinner table. By creating healthy habits and routines, you'll gradually reduce your reliance on cheap dopamine. Another crucial aspect of overcoming cheap dopamine addiction is replacing it with more meaningful, long-term rewards. Invest your time and energy in activities that contribute to your personal development, such as learning a new skill, pursuing a hobby, or building meaningful relationships. These experiences will provide you with a sense of accomplishment and genuine satisfaction. For example, instead of starting your day with morning doom scrolling on your smartphone, a habit in which you endlessly browse through social media, news feeds, or other platforms to consume negative or anxiety-inducing content. consider replacing this unproductive routine with a refreshing walk outside. The constant exposure to cheap dopamine and potentially distressing news can take a toll on your mental health and overall well-being. Embracing the sunshine and engaging in physical activity not only helps to wake up your body, but also offers numerous benefits for your mental health. The exposure to natural sunlight aids in regulating your sleep cycle and provides you with essential vitamin D, while the activity releases endorphins that help to boost your mood. Additionally, a morning walk allows you to disconnect from the digital world and focus on the present moment, setting a positive tone for the rest of the day. By making a conscious choice to change this habit, you actively prioritize self-care and positivity in your daily life. Additionally, you can replace late-night device usage with a calming bedtime routine. Instead of using electronic devices like smartphones or tablets right before bedtime, which can negatively affect your sleep quality due to the blue light emitted from the screens, establish a calming bedtime routine that promotes relaxation and better sleep. You could consider using an e-reader with a warm light setting, which reduces blue light exposure to enjoy your favorite books. Additionally, incorporate activities like journaling or practicing stretching to create a smooth environment. By engaging in relaxing activities before bed, you'll improve your sleep quality and set yourself up for a more productive and energized day ahead. You can replace mindless snacking with healthy alternatives. Instead of reaching for unhealthy snacks like chips or cookies when you're feeling bored or stressed, opt for nutritious alternatives such as fresh fruits, vegetables, or nuts. Not only do these choices provide essential nutrients and vitamins, but they also help to promote better physical health and stable energy levels throughout the day. Rather than spending your breaks mindlessly scrolling through social media or watching videos, try incorporating intentional relaxation techniques such as deep breathing exercises, meditation, or stretching. These activities can help reduce stress, improve focus, and enhance overall mental well-being, making you feel more refreshed and ready to tackle your tasks. As you start to reduce your dependence on cheap dopamine, you may experience withdrawal-like symptoms or a temporary dip in mood. This is normal, as your brain adjusts to the changes in dopamine levels. Remember to be patient and kind to yourself during this process. It takes time for your brain to rewire itself and find new sources of reward and satisfaction. To help you stay committed to overcoming cheap dopamine, consider maintaining a journal to track your progress, challenges, and victories. Writing down your thoughts and emotions can provide you with a clearer perspective on your journey and help you stay focused on your goals. In addition to personal changes, it's essential to be aware of how our environment can impact our dopamine consumption. Take this time to assess your values, passions, and aspirations. This will help you realign your actions and choices with your true self, creating a sense of purpose and fulfillment that cheap dopamine cannot provide. You'll discover newfound motivation, focus, and happiness when you break free from the shackles of cheap dopamine. It won't be easy, but the long-term benefits far outweigh the short-term challenges. Today could be the first step toward a brighter future. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos to help you live your best life. If you'd like more information on the various happiness hormones, we made another video on this subject. Click here to check it out now.